My screen is still not saying that you've started recording, so we'll wait. I'll wait until I see the recording on my screen, then I'll start. My
Yes.
colleagues are wondering why. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so now we have to discuss what is Lam al Jahud. Lam al Jahud is the Lam, and it only enters upon the khabar of negative kana. Um, the khabar enters upon the khabar of kana, the negative for emphasis. Yes. So when we say kana, the negative, either it can be ma kana, so that is one way of negating kana, and the other way of negating kana can be lam yakun. So if we see this coming, and after that in the khabar we see a lam coming, and after the lam, the present tense is in the nasab status, then that lam is going to be the lam al jahud. Example I have given, وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيَذَرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not leave the believers. Again, they say that this, the lam al jahud, it enters upon the khabar of the kana for emphasis.
Can you repeat, please?
Okay, I will. Lam al jahud is the lam that enters upon the khabar of kana, and the khabar of kana which is negative. So when we say the khabar of kana negative, the kana manfi, either that can be ma kana, because ma with kana is one way to negate it. Another way to negate the kana can be lam yakun. So if we see after the ma kana or lam yakun, the lam, that lam is called the lam al jahud. And that lam al jahud, why is it used? It is used for emphasis. Someone is negating and you want to add emphasis to that negation, so the lam al jahud is used. An example I gave, وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيَذَرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not leave the believers, a part of the ayah. These are some class notes that I've shared, probably will help you out. I'll not get in those details. Then it is hatta. So hatta means until, and some cases they say, like two cases we done in Axis 1 that hatta is used as harfijar. But the rest of the cases, wherever you will see the hatta is going to be the harfi nasiba. It's going to come before the present tense and it will give a nasab to it. So, example is Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 214, a part of it. وَزُلْزِلُوا حَتَّى يَقُولَ الرَّسُولُ, and were shaken until the messenger said. So this hatta has given nasab to yaqulu. Yaqulu. It was originally yaqulu. Hatta has made it yaqula. Okay. Then the jawab bil fa and the jawab bil bao. Although they are two different things, but somehow they act the same. So we are going to cover them together. As for this fa, let us take it a little. Yes. As for the fa, in some places they call it the fa sababiya, and some people also call it the fa jazaiya. So these are the other two names for it, fa sababiya and fa jazaiya. When we covered fa sababiya and access, we were just so confused and we never knew that which is a normal fa and which is a fa sababiya. So first condition is, now we knew it already, that is, if it is a fa sababiya, it will give a nasab to the present tense after. But there are certain more conditions to recognize whether this is a fa sababiya, or like Al-Ajum rahimullah, he said that jawab bil fa and jawab bil waw. So the first condition will be whatever comes before them, before the waw or before the fa, will be the reason for whatever comes after them. So again, it's going to be the sabab and musabbab. The thing that is coming before the fa or the waw will be the reason for what comes after them, like we did for likai. This is one thing. And the second thing is that before the fa and the waw will be one of these things. Either it's going to be a negative sentence, or it's going to be a command, amar, forbidding, nahi, a question, a wish, or a request. So before we identify the waw and the fa as the jawab uh, of something that is coming before it, it has to be, we must identify that what is the sentence before it. The sentence before the wow and the sentence before the fa has to be one of these, a negative sentence, a command, a forbidding, a question, a wish, or a request. Okay. Example I have given. هل عندك معا وأشربه. So this wow was the wow for jawab. And what? Okay, the translation will be, do you have water so I can drink it? So what happens? We see now the wow has given nasab to ashriba. It was ashribu, so it becomes ashriba. Now we see what is before it. Before it is a question, hal indaka ma'an, do you have water? Okay. And then this hal indaka ma'an, do you have water, is the reasons. If they have water, then only will I be able to drink it. So this again we'll say this is the reason for me being able to drink the water. I give the other example with the fa. So this says, the example is Zurni fa ukrimaka, meet me so I can honor you. So look at now, let us look at the conditions. Zurni is a command. Zur is the command for anta, and ni means me. So meet me. Fa is the jawab. Okay. After the fa, we see that ukrima, it has given nasab to the present tense after it. It was ukrimu, it becomes ukrima. Okay. Okay. And is the whatever comes before the fa a reason for whatever comes after it? So your meeting me will be a reason for me giving you honor. Hence, zurni is the sabab or the reason, and ukrimaka is the musabbab or the what has been done. So these three things. Is it clear to everyone? Because I know it is a little complicated.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
Samia,
I have
please repeat both of them, this Lamul Jahud and this thing. I'm not clear on both.
Okay, what I'll do, I'll repeat in the end.
Okay, sir.
We are recording. Okay, if there is something you want me to repeat, I will, but at the end, so that it's not a repetition for those who are watching the recording.
So,
Other than
Ma'am,
that,
I have a question. Fa sababiya is always translated as so.
most of the time it is translated as so, but we cannot say always. There can be other translations.
so when is fa used? When is vav used?
It depends upon the person who's speaking. It depends upon the person who's speaking, how or what he wants to use.
Okay, ma'am, I have another question regarding lam al-juhud. Is it the condition for it that lam should be followed by a fi'al only? Like, there's no reason for it to be followed by an ism.
Exactly. What we are doing haruf nasiba. We say the lam al juhud is a harf nasiba. So the harf nasiba can only give a nasab to the present tense after it.
Okay, so it can be like it's acting like an lan likai idan hatta. Right?
Exactly. This is what we are doing.
Yeah.
So there are certain more that were not covered in Access because probably they were not so much common, and that this is why. And then there is another note after it, so that will clarify other things for us as well. So next thing we have to do is the au. Au we know generally. Now listen to this carefully. Au we know generally the translation of the au is or. It's a connector, and this connector means or. But sometimes we see that after the, okay, so if it is going to be a connector, then there is not any reason for it to make the present tense after it nasab. So this is the exceptional au, and what it does it comes in the meaning of, either it can come in the meaning of ila, which is the harf jar, or illa, which is the harf mustasna, exception, except, which means except. Ila means till, and illa means except. So sometimes the au comes in these two meanings. It doesn't come in its normal meaning. And if we see that after it is a present tense, which is in the nasab status, it was actually tuti'u. The au has given it a nasab. So here it is going to be the au in the meaning of ila or illa. It can either be the two of them. I will explain how. La adribannaka aw tuti'a abawayka. So I will hit you. I will definitely hit you. I will hit you for sure because it's the noon is saqila. I will change my translation. La adribannaka, I will hit you for sure. I will definitely hit you. Aw tuti'a abawayka, till you obey your parents. So if we say till you obey your parents, that is means we are giving it the meaning of ila. Okay. It can also be used in the meaning of illa. How? I will definitely hit you, or I will hit you for sure, except you obey your parents. Means if you obey your parents, I will not hit you. And if you don't do it, if there is an exception of you obeying your parents, then I will hit you for sure. Is this clear?
Yes, that's clear.
Samia, we used to say that au is like harfu ataf, right?
That's what
And
I said in the beginning.
Yeah, so
That is the general usage, but then there are exceptional usages as well. So then if it is a harf of ataf, a connector, then it is not going to give the nasab to the present tense which comes after it. If you see
Okay.
that au is coming and you see that there is a present tense and the present tense is in the nasab status, we see that this is the present tense, the au, and after the au is the present tense, and the present tense is in the nasab status. So it has to be a reason for it. Why? The reason is that this au will be used either in the meaning of ila, means still, or it will be used in the meaning of illa, means except.
so la adribanna is not nasab bin status.
La azribanna, this is the noon saqila. I will definitely hit you.
Okay, it's not taking any effect. Okay.
So what will be the meaning of au in this sentence will be here?
That I gave you the example. It can be either of the two. I have translated it with ila. I translated it with the ila meaning. But then this can also take the meaning of illa. I will definitely hit you, or I will hit you for sure, except you obey your parents. Understand? لَأَضْرِبَنَّكَ أَوْ تُطِيعَ أَبَوَيْكَ. I will hit you for sure, except you obey your parents. Like I will hit you for sure, but if you obey your parents, I will not do so.
Illa and Allah both have same meaning, right? That is
No. Illa means still, and okay.
Okay.
Just a minute, I'll write it. Or probably I see if I can type it quickly now. So ila, it means still.
So there is some emphasis in it too, that I will hit you.
Samia, is it right? तुम सुनते हो या मैं मारूं?
जी, sorry.
ये सही होगा? तुम सुनते हो या मैं मारूं?
मैं तुम्हें यकीनन जरूर बजरूर मारूंगा जब तक कि तुम अपने वालिदैन की फरमाबरदारी ना करो.
मैं समझ गई हूँ आपकी बात.
मैं तुम्हें जरूर बजरूर मारूंगा सिवाय तुम अपने वालिदैन की नाफरमानी ना करो.
Actually, I have understood, but I am just clearing this in our sentence कि हम इस तरह बोलते हैं ना कि तुम सुन रहे हो या मैं मारूं.
तो ये इल्ला का आपका मीनिंग हो जाएगा टिल, और इला का आपका ये तो आपका always crazy typing. So okay, so and so this is the harf of jar, ila, it means till, and illa is the istisna, harf istisna. And this means except.
So we can all we can say that too, like I will definitely hit you unless you obey your parents.
Yes, yes. For the understanding, you can say. Ji.
So it has, can you hear me, Samia?
Yes, Zora.
So it has emphasis too, right? Because it seems
No, no, Sister Zora, the emphasis is because of this noon is saqila. It's not because of the aw. This is the noon is saqila. The emphasis is because of it. The emphasis is not because of aw. Aw is not creating any emphasis here. The emphasis is being created because of the noon is saqila, the emphatic noon.
okay.
So can
The
we also
sentence has an emphasis, but this emphasis is not because of the aw. The aw is just a normal, but only the meaning of aw has changed in the sentence. Why is the emphasis coming? The emphasis is coming of the noon is saqila or the emphatic noon. La azribannaka, I will hit you for sure. यकीनन जरूर बजरूर मैं तुम्हें मारूंगा. तो ये फ़ेल के बाद, after the फ़ेल, this नून सकीला is coming. नून मुशद्दद with a fatha. You can check it, or probably we can discuss it later in the group. What is nūn saqila?
so can we also
Have to
say
cover.
how
We
is
have to finish it in time, so I'll try to quickly finish. I don't think so we'll be able to go far like this.
so
Yes,
will the
what's the question?
sorry will the also take the meaning of unless?
We can do it for our
Samia?
understanding. Okay, हम अपने लिए इसको कह सकते हैं कि unless हम कर ले सकते हैं, we can say it, but grammatically we have to be correct and we have to stick to what the books are saying.
Okay. Jazakallah khair.
Actually, this kind of meaning is coming from the combination of the different words, like we say twice,
Yes.
ma kana and lam yakun. After that, if you are using la, although it's lamekai, sorry, although it's using as lamekai, but after it is using ma kana or lam yakun, that's why it is called lamul juhud. And here it is also the example what we are discussing right now of illa, sorry, out.
Exactly.
This is coming after the noon saqila. That's why it is giving the meaning of till or except.
Exactly. And if it's not clear, I'll re-explain whatever you want me, but after we finish the recording, okay. So, okay, this is a very important thing we need to understand, that you see all these things, all the huruf that we have written, they have included what all of them as the huruf in nasiba. Or what we have done in Access, and even when we do it in other books, we have done that an, likai, and hatta. These are the basic huruf in nasiba. So why is it that this is a long list? This is a long list because you see the kai, the lamikai, the lam al jahu, the lam. The jawab bil fa, the jawab bil waw, and then the hatta and the aw. For all of them, the grammarians say, what is it, that after all of these, there is a an nasiba mahdhuf. It means after all of these 7 things, what is happening? There is a hidden an. So whatever the function of the an is, we discussed that an will give a nasab to the present tense after it and will make the meaning of the masdar. So this is exactly what will happen in all the cases. We will not be able to see the an is there, but the grammarians have given an example, they've given an explanation that there is an an mahzufa, a hidden or an implied an after all of them you see on the screen. Christian, how much time we have?
Actually, it's about 23 minutes.
Okay. So it will become it will give the meaning of the masdar after that?
Exactly, sister. Whatever an does, we discussed right in the beginning that an will give a nasab to the present tense and will give the meaning of the masdar. So that is what exactly it is doing here.
Oh, okay. Correct. Jazakallah khairan.
Okay, so the jawazim, okay, there are 18. You can see them on the screen. I'm not going to go through them because we are running short of time. And yes, this is what we said, that the idhan is only used in the poetry. It's not used in the Arabic speech, and it's not used in Quran as well as the harf of. It is used, but it is not used as the harf jazim. Okay. So the first one we have is the lam. What the lam does, give the present tense the meaning of the past tense. This is simple. Lam yaktub, he did not write. Is a basic thing we have done. It just it's a quick revision that it will give the present tense meaning of the past tense. He did not write, and it will also negate. Yes, and then lamma, it means not yet. Lamma yaktub, he hasn't written yet. So this is again simple, doesn't need a lot of explanation. Okay, alam and alamma are exactly like lam and lamma. So this what alif is the harf istifham, the question harf. Alamma, I've given the example. Alam yaktub, it means has he not written? So it's going to make it the question. Alam yaktub, has he not written? Alamma, alamma yaktub, has he not written yet? So somehow similar to lam and lamma. Then the lam amr and the lam al dua. Okay. So when we want to command the second person, so that is another way we form the amr hazir, or the amr, or the commanding for the second person. There are steps for doing it. We said in Access that we cannot command the third person, we cannot command the first person. That was right for the beginner level. But when we move ahead, there is a way to be able to command the third person and even to command yourself, the first person. And how do we do it? We do it with the Lame Amr. The Lame Amr, as we say in, we have done these words in Access, wal, fal, and leave. So basically, these are the Lame Amr. Lame Amr, whether we say if you are commanding someone, means the person is younger to you or you are at a higher authority, you will say it's Lame Amr. If you are at a lower position and the person is at a higher position, that's going to be a request, and then you will say salam wa dua. So basically, that's the same thing. Liyansur, and the translation is he should help. So if you want to say a command someone who's not there, a third person, use the Lami Amr and you make the present tense majzoom, liyansur, and means he should help. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. So the translation will be, so here فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ. Actually this is فَلْيَتَوَكَّل, and then because the two sakin were coming together, istimai sakin, and hence the lam has taken a kasra, but actually it was majzoom and there is a sukoon here. And the translation will be, and upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone believers should rely. So this actually wasn't too difficult. And similarly to the Lame Amr, the Lai Nahi, wa Dua. So again we said in Access that you can only forbid the second person, but when we use the Lai Nahi or the La for Dua, it can be whether you forbid the second person, whether you forbid the third person, and you can even forbid yourself. So this La can be used for first person, second person, third person, everything. The la comes it, how do we recognize it? After it is going to be the present tense, and the present tense will be majzoom. So la taftah, he should not open. No, rather, la taftah, do not open. La yaftahu, he should not open. La aftahu, I should not open. This is how next is in is the harf shart. We also have done it in great detail, this in, but we'll quickly review it. It enters upon two fi'ls and make both of them majzoom. Okay, so mostly what it does, it will enter two sentences, two jumla fi'liya, and will make both of them majzoom. The first sentence is called the shart, and the second sentence is called the jawab shart or the jaza. Then first sentence is the reason for the second sentence. Again, okay. And another thing for it is that sometimes we see that the shart is there, but the jawabu shart or the jaza is mahfuz. And the example is in tazhab azhab. So in was the harfi shart, tazhab, the first sentence is entered upon the first fi'il. Azhab, it has entered upon the second fi'il. So it entered upon two fi'ils. So tazhab is the shart and azhab is the jawabu shart. When you will go, I will go. So your going is a condition for my going. Okay. Then comes now whatever will come after this in. All of these are the asma'u shart. All of these. What did we say about the in? In is the harf of shart. This is how the grammarians have put it together. This is the harf of shart. And then when we move ahead in the chart, all of them, what will come are the asma'u shart. They are going to act exactly like an, will give majzoom to two sentences. But when we label the sentence, then we will label them as the ism, will not label them as proof or harf. So it works exactly as a.
Sorry.
Yes.
We have 10 minutes left.
Okay, I'll wind it up, inshallah. So, okay. So, we, mostly it is used for intelligent beings. Zawil uqul, the people with intelligence. Man yajtahid yanjah. Whoever will work hard will succeed. Simple example. Then we have ma. Ma is used for unintelligent beings. Ma taktub aktub. So, whatever you will write, I will write. So again, I will explain that man is the the ism of shart. Yajtahid is the first sentence it has entered upon, given it a majzoom. Yanjah is the second sentence it has entered upon and also have given it a jazm. Okay, so yajtahid will be the shart. Yanjah will be the jawab of shart. Similarly, ma is going to be the ism of shart. It has entered upon two sentences. The first sentence is taktub and the second sentence is aktub. So, and has given jazm to both of them. So taktub is the shart and aktub is the jawabu shart. It's exactly similar to how they have done with the an. And all of the words that are come after it, only the meaning of these words are different, but they work exactly the same as the ma and the man shartiya. So just I've given the meanings of them. If I've given the examples were complicated and you would have just got stuck up with the details. So I left the details. So mahuma, it works similar to the ma. Isma, it means on the occasion. Ayu means whichever. Mata means whenever. Aina means wherever. Anna again means wherever. Kaifama means however. So they all work the same way. Enter upon two jumlas. The first is the shart, the second is the jawabu shart, and make both of them majzoom. And then this is the note for it. Okay, so this is important note. So now listen to this carefully. The man, the ma, the ayu, ayana, anna, mata, and aina, anna, mata, and ayana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. These words can be used as shart, like we have covered them. The way we have covered them, why have they were the asma'u shart, the words for shart, the ism for shart. There is another usage for all of them. They can also be used as asma'ul istifham, the question words. Okay, so for one word there can be more than one usages. How do we identify the usage of it? It always depends upon the context. There is another way to recognize it. How do we recognize it? I will tell you. First of all, if any one of them is entering two sentences, means it has to be the shart and jawabu shart. If it is entering only one sentence, you do not see the second sentence being affected by them, then it has to be the question word. Okay, the example I have given. First example was the shart. Okay, so what? Aina tajlisu ajlis. So wherever you will sit, I will sit. So this aina has entered upon two sentences. Tajlis, first sentence, ajlis, the second sentence. Made both of them majzoom. You can see tajlis is majzoom and ajlis is majzoom. So hence this is what? This is the fail for, the ism for shart. And the second example I gave is aina tajlisu. So here we see tajlisu. The aina has entered only upon one sentence, one fi'il, and even when it has entered upon it, it has not made it majzoom. It is in its original form, it is marfu. So hence it is going to be the ismul istifham. I will repeat myself, probably it will be confusing. So if the aina or the 7 words are coming as a shart or the asma'u shart, then what will happen? They will give jazm to 2 sentences. They will enter upon 2 sentences and they will give jazm to both of them. When they enter upon one sentence and we see that that sentence have not been affected by these words, then that is going to be what? That is going to be the asma'ul istifham. Their usage will be as the question words. Aina tajlisu, where are you sitting? That's going to be the translation for it. Okay, yes. So I just have given you the example in English to make it a little simpler for you. Even the word where can be used as a question word and can be used as a condition. Where is your friend? If we ask, we use where. And this is a question. Where is your friend? See? And if we say like this, where Z will go, I will go. So then here the word is same where, but then this has been used as a condition here because wherever Z is going, my going to any place is dependent upon Z's going. So this is a condition and the answer to the condition. And there can be a third usage for them as well, and that third usage can also be as a zarf. And here I've explained the example of a zarf. Zarf means a time or a place. I will go where I lost my purse. So here, this is used in the meaning of a zarf too. So these are 7 words listed above will show them these words. All 7 of them have different usages. They can be used they can be used either as the asma'u shart, the words for shart, or they can use as the asma'ul istifham, the words for questioning. And sometimes it's very rare, but they can also be used as the zarf to show the place or the time. Okay, so I'll make dua and we'll end the session and then we'll take questions. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.